Okay, so the first topic that I was going to talk about briefly, because I had already covered it on a previous video, is Ray Fisher's Cyborg getting written out of the Flash movie and his tweet that once again exposes DC Films president Walter Hamada. I already talked about that on a separate video. You guys can check it out on my channel. I believe it's the most recent video, but we have an update. This from Ray Fisher on his Twitter as of this evening, maybe an hour ago. So let's bring in this right here. And it says here, let me maximize that. It says from Ray Fisher, here is a clip from my final conversation with Warner Media's independent investigator on December 11, 2020. Hopefully, it lends itself to the truth of the investigation and to the credibility of my current claims against Walter Hamada, DC Films president, his dangerous behavior, A over E, accountability over entertainment. Now, let's listen to this clip and see what this is all about. Here we go.
I know that this is a very time-consuming process, and I know this has not been an easy one by any means. And if ever there were any points in time where I seemed defensive or please.
Ray, you've been a gentleman. You've been a gentleman, and I'll say you've been a man of your word. And that is what we have reported to the company, which is that you told us you would give us names. You gave us names. You told us you would meet with us on a particular day at a particular time. You never tried to reschedule it. You met us. You even gave us information after that. You've been a man of your word. You are someone that we have found extremely credible. And the fact that you risked so much is part of what lends itself to your credibility. But just also, the facts speak for themselves.
Well, there you have it, guys. Let me pause that. There you have it right there. Look, I've been saying this whole entire time, Ray Fisher, and he's getting a lot of shit for it, but he is approaching this very carefully because he knows he's not only jeopardizing his career, but potentially jeopardizing the careers of those who have come forward during this investigation and are willing to speak out about the misconduct during the Justice League reshoots. Remember, if you haven't heard about this, you can check out the video on my channel. But Zack Snyder left, Josh Whedon came in, and with Jeff Johns and producer John Berg, a lot of stuff happened during those reshoots. It was a very difficult reshoot, and I'll have another example later on in this podcast. But look, he's playing it Ray Fisher playing it very carefully. There was this hit piece article that came out back in September, I believe, where he was being difficult, he was being uncooperative, and yet here we are from an independent investigator, someone who has no bias towards Ray Fisher or Warner Media, saying he is credible, he is great, he is somebody who has been very cooperative, and just this whole thing. Okay, Ray Fisher, his cyborg character being written out of the Flash. Immediately, I thought, you know what? This could be the end. This could be the end because Walter Hamada, DC Films president, just got an extension through 2023 during this investigation, during this whole drama that's been going on. That plus Ray Fisher being written out of the Flash tells me they're siding with Walter Hamada here. Now, why does that bother me? It bothers me because, and Ray Fisher tweeted about this. This is what the separate video I did was about. Walter Hamada tried to cover up for Jeff Johns, who was largely responsible for the misconduct that happened on the Justice League reshoots. He was at the very least as much responsible as Josh Whedon. And you know what? the fact that Ray Fisher is pretty much done as Cyborg, as of right now, things could change, but he's he's done. It's just I'm still very emotional about it. I'm pissed off, and these are just the politics of studio, and um, of studios. They're willing to protect themselves. Walter Hamada tried protecting Jeff Johns, and it's costing Ray Fisher his career. It's very upsetting, and I was somebody who supported Walter Hamada at first because I thought he could handle this properly and swiftly. But I can't back Walter Hamada as DC Films president. As president of a studio that makes movies that I care about and movies that I talk about on a weekly basis, I can't back him. You become Walter Hamada became DC Films president, and then one of his first actions when somebody comes forward with claims of misconduct is to try and cover up part of those claims. That's not how you do it. That is not a leader. That's not somebody that I would want to work for. And I could totally see how Ray Fisher's point of view on this. And you know, it's just I'm upset. I'm upset. And now that Ray Fisher has been written out of The Flash, let's see what happens. Let's see if any of these guys right here back him. So far, Ben Affleck is confirmed for The Flash. Obviously, Ezra Miller, he's The Flash. Gal Gadot, I believe, will be in the Flash movie. And it hasn't been confirmed yet if Jason Momoa will be a part of it. Jason Momoa being the most outspoken of the group, who has back Ray Fisher. And I have to imagine he will come out and say something about this because Ray Fisher, he knew he was taking a stand, and that he was risking a lot, and that he may very well lose his opportunity to play the character. But uh, this has to be not sitting well with the other members of the Justice League, and who knows what happens with this Flash movie going forward. If more people will support Ray Fisher and back out of the project, it'll be very interesting. Also, last point: if when Snyder Cut releases in March, just Zack Snyder's Justice League, and if Ray Fisher as Cyborg is great, you're going to hear it from the fandom. You're already hearing it now, but you're going to hear it even more. There's going to be a calling for his character. So remains to be seen. This isn't over yet, but as of right now, it looks like Warner Brothers, Walter Hamada, they're phasing Ray Fisher's cyborg character out of the DCEU. And it's unfortunate, especially if his performance is great. You guys let me know your thoughts on the matter, what you think about Ray Fisher and how he's handled this whole thing. Walter Hamada, Warner Brothers, the Flash movie. Let me know your comments down below, and we'll see what happens.